In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a vertical profile from a horizontal alignment. Here we have our very simple horizontal alignment. You can see the curve starts here, passes all the way to here for our PVT or PT. So when you create a profile, if you try to create a profile from the Create Design menu, for most of these options you need to already have a surface and an alignment. In our case, if you do not have a surface, this can be initiated by starting from the profile view instead. So if you go to profile view and you just create a profile view, all this does is give you a profile view. Doesn't have any lines in it yet, no vertical curves in it at all. So select the alignment that you want this to be associated with, and we'll go ahead and you can go through all the options here. If you need to change the profile height view, the station range, profile display options, we're just going to create this and just select the bottom left hand corner for your profile, and then we will zoom to all of that. So you can see as this horizontal curve is laid out flat, it is a little bit longer, and so the stationing from this curve is lined up on the profile view here. And we will now zoom in to the first part of that. We're just going to figure out how to create an alignment or a vertical curve on this. Please note that the stationing does start at 0 for this curve that I've created, even though you can create down in here in the negative 100 feet, we will start at the 0. So when I create a curve, now I can come down here and get the profile creation tool. I'm going to click that. You'll get a very similar toolbar once we click on the profile. So once you've clicked on the creation tools, you got to select which profile you want. Once that's been selected, please note that you will again need to hit the design criteria tab, and here we're going to use the design criteria with minimum K tables from the AASHTO. We just have one option listed here. So this again will do the same thing it did for horizontal curves, but now for the vertical curves with our K values. So you hit OK there. Again, we come up with a toolbar with all sorts of options for the vertical curve. We will be using portions here. Again, we're going to just draw tangents with curves. You can do this any way you like. If I come in here and draw a tangent, I'm going to start up at 20 feet. So I'll start here at 0, 0. We'll draw that over a certain distance. Do note that when I draw it over a certain distance, that changes the location of the elevation on the left hand side there, and the 20 moves to the middle. And then if you go ahead and do a very short curve, you know that this will just be a linear distance, linear lines that show up here. But if you draw it out long enough, you can see that the curves will start to come into play here. And very similar to last time, you're going to see that there are exclamation points that come into play with the curve. Now if I hit enter, and you can then see which the values that come in. That's going to show you your grades. It's going to show you your elevations at different points. And what we'll do from there is we're going to go ahead and come into under the profile layout tools. We'll come into this section here, and again, like last time with the horizontal curves, we can come in and we can see what the K value is for each of these, and it'll show you what type of curve, a crest or a sag, that we're working with. And then you can either you can change curve lengths in here, or you can go back out and you can, if you click on the profile here, get rid of the curve, click on the vertical profile curve, I can go in, and again the geometry editor, I can click geometry editor. I can move stations back and forth and modify these until my exclamation points go away, knowing that I'm at the appropriate geometry to allow those K values to be okay. So that is how to create a profile with vertical curves.